Hey, how's it going? So today we're gonna create the frame that is the this piece right here, and there is a slight convenience in what we did earlier actually, because when you bevel edges like this, they get applied a certain roundness to them like this. So we can actually just try to align this edge to the very top here, and if the length from this edge to this edge is about the same, we will get a perfectly curved roundness here. And we won't be able to match it up perfectly based on this, but we're gonna get really close. And what we miss, we might be able to just ignore, because it'll be close enough. We should probably maybe if you insert the edge there. And this will do, I think. We can enable the what's it called, proximity thingy, proportional editing mode, with pressing O on the keyboard. Then we will get a area effect of in the circle. You can adjust the size of the circle with the mouse wheel, so you can make it bigger or smaller as you prefer. Now I think this is good enough. Now we messed up this portion right there. His face is right here. We messed this up, so we're just gonna disable the proportional editing again, and then we're gonna scale these in the y-axis by pressing S and Y and 0, and it'll be aligned along the y-axis again. And now it should be fine. Now I'm gonna put this downwards till it's about on the edge of the one beneath, and we're just gonna delete this edge loop because we don't really need it, I think, unless this one is merged now. Nope, still not merged. So we can just delete this edge loop again. We just used it as a support for yeah, to help us do the bevel earlier, or yeah, the bevel. And yep, now we got a foundation for what will be a smooth edge going down the line. And now we can just work on the topology in general. We can insert a cut here, and also insert a new cut on the other side. And again, if you don't want to drop the knife tool, just press E and you can make a new independent cut elsewhere. And then we can delete these edges. And then we have a is there some there's still some vertices here we haven't merged, so we can just enable the circular tool with pressing C, and then we just click here, and then we will choose all the vertices within that area, because we are using this transparency mode here, and just merge these to the center with the Alt M menu, and at center. Do the same here, Alt M. And now we should, nope, not yet. There's something that's not merged properly here. Now we got for some reason we had a extra vertices there, or vertex. So I'll just merge that to the last one. You probably did not have that, just me. But now we have a edge flow here, which allows us to sharpen the edges along the handle here, if you want to make it really sharp for some reason. But that part of the frame will be hidden beneath the handle later. So maybe we will just delete these faces in the coming time, and then it will be sharp by itself. But we will see how we will solve that later. Then we can work on this portion. Alright, so there's supposed to be a hole in here which goes to this part right here. You're supposed to be able to screw something here. I'm not really, I'm not a weapon specialist or anything like that. And I really model guns in general. But this mechanism here is meant to disconnect and reconnect, and this wheel here is supposed to, I think, pull it closer or further apart. I'm not sure if we're going to do it that detailed yet, but maybe we will when we come further into the series. Alright, so we got to make sure that there is a vertex on each of these sides of the frame, which we will eventually be able to use a boolean, a vertex bevel operation on. That looks fine for now. But let's take care of the broader outline of the model first. And then we want a smooth surface to move it in here as well. We can just insert enough edge loops so we can just take care of it manually. Sometimes that's just the easiest way to do it, so why not? We should be able to extrude downwards here and have a formation like this with a curve if we just make sure we have a decent distance between the center point on each side. And we can then just extrude this downwards and scale it in. And scale this in as well. And then bevel this. We're not quite hitting the mark here, so let's just pull this a bit more up. And let's just make sure this is the right width already there. Try to extrude again. Not quite the mark yet either. I wonder if we can adjust the profile here to make it fit better. But if not, we will just do it manually. I think we'll just do it manually, might as well. And when I move this inwards, am I in, yeah, I'm in individual origin. I need to set this to medium point or else I won't be able to scale it inwards. So I use the scale tool now by the S and pressing Y to make sure I just scale along the Y value or axis. And this was not quite the way I wanted to do this, but it's not really the worst way either. As long as we are accurate enough with it, it should not be a huge problem. And actually I'm gonna find a front view of the Revolver now, because I'm not really sure how it forms in front there. All right, so it seems like the frame is a bit wider on the top there, and then at the bottom it kind of shrinks, and it kind of shrinks down down here. It can have some formations going down there, but it seems there's like a curve going in, and then it's a bit thinner in this portion. Or maybe it's just thicker around the barrel over there. It's kind of hard to tell. But I think in general, this model is a bit too thick still. It probably needs to be shrunken down a bit more. Because the barrel can be this thick, but it's a bit smaller down here. So we can shrink down. We can probably divide these pieces a little bit. So in this portion it starts from here, it shrinks down, so we can just insert an edge loop there, and also we can do the same for this piece. So let's say from there as well it becomes thinner going down. And then we need, I guess this is probably quite thin back here already. I'm not really sure, but yeah, how do we do this? I guess we will just what is this edge doing, by the way? All right, so we can just I don't know what's going on here, dissolve edge. All right, whatever. So let's just insert a edge here and put it down here maybe. Then we're gonna carve a edge going from here over there. Probably it's most convenient for us. And then we have a place where we can kind of bevel it in weird afterwards. We can have a bit thicker up here, but then after down here we can probably just scale it in a little bit. It's gonna be real weird here though if this gradually becomes not smaller here. Well, it will fix this later. Let's not catch up too much in the detail right now. Let's just go with the flow. And then we will take yeah, so from this down here we will scale these in a little bit to see how that works for us. Yeah, that seems to be working out fine. We can maybe help a bit with the curve here by pushing this in as well. Give it a slight rotation in the... no, I can't do that, so let's just put this a bit outwards like this. Then we help the curve a little bit going downwards. Yeah, that looks, yeah, I think that would be fine. All right, and then this piece has to be pulled in as well a bit. This should be about the same width as the model up here. I think we might have to shrink it even a little bit more afterwards. But if we do that before we start adding more complex geometry, it'll be fine. But it just seems a bit too wide for now. But again, I haven't really seen that many revolvers. It's pretty wide here as well. But they shrink it in a little bit there to compensate for the stream width of the frame up here. So we can do the same. Let's just select these and shrink them a little bit in the x-axis. drop this one. And if you want to drop a selection or a like a path of vertices, just hold Alt and Shift and or left click again, and it will take off whatever it's in that path. Alright, so this probably works out a lot better. Alright, so now we can just go back here, enable the transparency again, and continue extruding these. So the metal here continues upwards up here, so let's just do that as well, and then we will overlap the geometry with the handle here afterwards. So this we should actually put this in a form like a loop in here, which goes around like this. We can cut that in by hand with our knife tool. That might be a bit easier to do, because we want to create geometry which allows us to create this curve quite easily, and then it would be nicer to have the edge flow go like this. And yeah, so let's just insert this real quick, and let's start making the geometry we need. Alright, so we can actually just remove this face for now, and then we insert an edge loop here. Just remove the one on the other side as well. And actually no, we can't do that. So I guess, yeah, I guess we have to do this way. It's a bit clumsy, but it'll be fine. And then we have an edge in here, and we will merge these vertices to that point. And now we should probably just delete the other half of this model now and use the mirror modifier instead, because now it becomes a bit more troublesome to keep these sides in sync. So just use L to select connected geometry. And insert mirror modifier and enable clipping. Let's see how this looks. I think still the Revolver is way too thick on top, but yeah, we're gonna fix that in a minute if it still looks ridiculous. In let's say 5 minutes, then we fix it. So we wanna we need to delete that as well. And now we need to connect these faces. So this will be the bottom part, and we will merge these ones. You know what, we could probably just bevel the other one. No, the path was wrong. Oh no, it wasn't. Let's yeah, go back a bit and let's just try to bevel those edges instead. I can't go further back. Now I'm stuck with this. Okay, delete that edge loop. Fix these edges. Let's connect these and then try to bridge or bevel. Keep saying using the wrong word. Bevel this one. We don't have the scale set to 1:1 now right now, so this is probably a mistake. We should make sure we are at 1:1 in scale before using the bevel tool, because the bevel tool will behave differently based on the scale of the model. Not quite getting the curve I want, so I'm just going to do help it a little bit manually. In some places, like in this place, it needs to be up here. Can move this over there. This one should be here. And we're probably getting a bit fooled by this perspective here, because again, this image is not perfectly orthographical. So we are getting a bit fooled by the perspective that the camera image or the image gets. I'm not really quite sure how flat this bevel is on the model itself. So you might get a little bit fooled, but I guess we are giving our model a bit of a trait, unique trait, by straying a little bit from the original model. Alright, and then should be a bevel here as well. We just gotta fix this side before we start applying more bevels. So this portion should be merged. So we can delete all the faces that it's on the top portion here. And then we will merge these with that part. I think we messed up a little bit here. We'll see how it looks when we subdivide. If something looks really weird. And if not, we're just gonna let it be. So we don't need these, I think, so let's just remove them now. And make sure this is submerged into the handle geometry. Okay, maybe just extrude it one more time down here. Like so, to be sure. And is the mirror modifier still on? Yeah, so you get a little mirror. Let's just extrude one vertex into the center and then fill in this face. So we won't encounter any weird roundings or borders being rounded down here. You know what, let's just fill in that as well. Doesn't really hurt us to have that. Yeah, still got some deformations up here, which is not quite nice. Let's sharpen this up by fixing these edges here. Sometimes I just, or usually I just guess how many edge loop I need. I don't really count them. It's almost as fast to just insert them and get it over with. So now the path is going from the side there, and I have a way of tightening these up, but I would prefer if the edge went from here and over here, so I didn't tighten up the curve down here. So let's fix that. Let's make sure that is tight, and then we will just let's remove these. And we need to merge these, I guess. And remove this edge. No, wait, that's wrong. Merge these. And now the path goes that way. Perfect. And now we need to delete this one. And delete that dissolve edge, or dissolve that edge. Right, so now that goes the right way. So now it's really easy to sharpen this edge if you want to make it really sharp afterwards. And I think we messed up a bit. There's so yeah, let's use the slide tool. Just double tap G and put it all the way up here, and then confirm. And then again, use the G again and drag it a bit inwards here. That will just make sure the lines here goes along the edge going down here. Alright, so now this is looking a bit more sharp, and can we still sharpen this place without messing up down here? No, it still messes up down there. So we should insert some edges somehow that it can sharpen up this area without sabotaging this area. So we need to get it from here. We need an edge that goes from here and up there, or maybe just straight over here. We also need to sharpen these edges, so let's insert some edge loops here to give it a bit more nicer roundness. Also need a way to sharpen up this area, so we can maybe split this one, and yeah, then we need, no wait, I don't like that. Let's insert some more geometry and see what is more convenient, because I want maybe this is fine. Is it the worst? No, it doesn't. It's not really that visible. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really harm our model too much by having that one there. And if it really does some harm, we can try to hide it with just positioning this a bit more in a center and support the curve with it. Yeah, sounds looks fine. All right, not too bad. See what else. This curve is okay. I don't think we need to sharpen it much more. So let's just sharpen this edge and then sharpen this edge, and then I think I don't need that one. And then we need to fix these edges. This one goes, this one. That's a problem. And that is a problem as well. So we need to redirect this edge going down here. Maybe this direction. So let's fix that first. So we want this to merge to that one. Sometimes it's easier just to delete these and just connect it directly, and then fill in these ones. Merge at last, and then we had a quad here, but and the path seems to be fine as well. Yeah, and yeah, there was this part. This is a bit more difficult to fix. But this one needs to be beveled, and it stops there. Let's hide this piece for now, just to see what's going on. You can just have this bevel go up there actually, and make sure it goes to the edge out here as well. So we have some way of tightening up this area as well, unless we want that roundness. And if we want that roundness, we need to redirect the edge once again, maybe take it up here. But let's try this for now. And this messes up the jump drop here, but it's kind of hidden anyway, so we don't really see it, so we don't need to care about that edge right now. And let's just fix these ones real quick. Do I not have a... I guess I didn't have a... No, I didn't have it. Just using the knife tool again. Super nice tool to have. And so I think we need to insert an edge going down here so it's easier to just redirect this to loop back here. But again, I think we really messed up this portion, so we probably need to redo this portion again later, because it really doesn't look that good topology wise, and it doesn't really seem to reflect the curve of the revolver in general. Or I guess it should be pretty round there, because you don't want to get too much sharpness against the finger. If you hold the finger, you want some roundness. So maybe we are on the right path with the roundness or with the bevel. But yeah. So we need to, if you insert a triangle here, we need to kind of insert a line going down here to make it a quad afterwards. I'm not sure if it's better to insert the triangle here instead and have it stretch a bit, but because then we can just insert a line going down here. But will it really matter? Will it really matter? We will see. So now we need a line going down here to make this a quad, and then we need another down here. Yeah, if we insert a edge on there, now it needs to go in this path. So I guess this needs to be merged. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Now this is rounded, and we have some strangeness going on here. We could just solve this, and we now have a quad actually, but it's kind of... I guess it works, and now we can just insert one here and fill this in. It's not the worst path, and it does deform okay. So maybe we will just keep it that way. And I think this one, maybe, I don't know. I'm not even going to look at the reference right now because I didn't really like that, how it becomes a bit sharp down there. I didn't quite like that much, so I'm just going to fix it anyways. But it's probably just an error on my part. It's probably not like that on the model itself or the real world reference, but yeah, that's a bit better. All right, the frame is taking a nice shape. We should have had a edge here as well, and one here as well. Let's just take a look if that creates any problems here, but it still looks fine. Not the end of the world. And make sure we have the sharpness here. This one is supposed to be a bit more sharp, so we're just going to insert some edge loops there. And yeah, this is fine, right? It's an okay frame. We can probably come back to this and fix it up a bit more. Actually, maybe we should, yeah, there's a curve going down there. We can create that curve now by inserting edge loops here. Let's just scale this in the Y to make it point downwards perfectly. I don't know, I just like straight lines. So just straighten up this one as well. And Not these ones, but I want to straighten up these ones. Alright, so that should be fine. So the curve starts here. Let's sharpen up this area so it doesn't start curving from here and down here. We're gonna start at this location. And then we're gonna get all these vertices or faces. I gotta start using the correct terms. Not quite used to thinking out loud quite yet in terms and all that stuff. I usually just work by myself. Pull this down. And we now have about the curve we want, maybe a bit further down. I want this to be a bit sharper there. Yeah, that looks good. Still though, way too wide here. So we could probably just scale the entire object in the s-axis, so it scales in proportionally to itself. Some problems here, but we don't. Let's just fix this portion as well. Dissolve these edges and use an tool to connect these ones. And not quite sure how to fix this one. We need an edge here, I guess, and then connect these. So that was actually really easy. Sometimes you just need to look at the, you know, you can't remember every line on the model, and sometimes you just have to take a step back and take a closer look again. All right, so we're almost done with the frame. Now we just need this switch here, and also need this cursor up here. So let's start with the cursor. Let's make sure that the cursor is at 0 in the X location. So it's in a dead center before we start making new models. So we don't have to do the location reset up here afterwards. Actually, it doesn't really matter because it's just as many clicks anyways. And now I need to look up how these cursors actually look like on the front as well, because I have no idea how this looks. So I'm just gonna carve out the basic shapes here. We can create a curve again, whoops, by using the bevel. And we need to fix the profile here. So just extrude it out completely, and then you have the profile. Just put it in inwards until we have about the curve that we want, something along there. And now we have some double vertices here. We can easily fix these because we took the bevel to the utmost and on all axes. They should be perfectly on top of each other here. So we can hide or merge these by going to mesh and clean up and remove doubles. And we can see how many has been removed down here. It removed 4 vertices, or merged them, so to speak. So there were 2 here, 2 here. And yeah, it just fixed them for us. And now we need to, we don't need the bottom ones here. So we can just remove these faces. Then it becomes completely sharp down here. We don't need to add any edges to sharpen it up afterwards. And now we just need to make these quads. We can also just cut these up and insert a mirror modifier again. So now these are mirrored over. We don't need to mind this side. And I guess this should be a lot wider, so just use to grab or the transformation tools with the G and drag it out. I guess it is probably as big as the frame itself here, and then maybe it extends further here. And then that extends downwards. I'm just guessing here. Should have used a reference, but you know. We're here to demonstrate the process of modeling, not quite. Actually, what is our purpose here? I'm not really sure why I'm making this video. Is it to learn modeling techniques, or is it to just as a social thing? You can see me model and model with your own stuff on your end. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to do with this series yet. I guess it's up to you if you want to follow along, and if you're doing your own thing, just do your own thing. I'll keep you company. Alright, so this is the basic shape of this part, and there's something going up here as well, but I need to check some references to understand what that is. So I found this image, and this is an iron sight. This is probably plastic or something, but I guess the concept is the same. It's just this portion is a bit higher than the surface down here, so it's probably just a way of indicating or seeing through a small hole and matching up to that part over there. So we just need to, I guess this part is kind of flat. Maybe it has some cool patterns in it, and we can fix that. But this part is just a plastic part that points up a bit, and then there's a hole over here. And we can, yeah, we can sharpen this one up by creating a path down here. Yeah, let's just fix these immediately so we don't have to do it later. And yeah, we're gonna extrude from here. And we insert we're gonna do it later, but we're gonna extrude this one. Maybe, should we leave that part in? No, let's take that with us. And then we're gonna insert a support loop there and extrude up this part. And we're gonna have a hole here, so let's just insert two. Actually, the hole is gonna be over here, so yeah, we can just scale these in a bit and move them over here, and then there needs to be a hole there. So let's just remove these faces and fill in whatever's over here. I guess this should be above. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, let's pull these upwards a bit more. And then let's just delete these and insert a new. So it goes along the line here. Now I'm just messing around. Jesus. Alright, there we go. And let's put this to the side and fill in these faces here. And these should be aligned now, so now we can just merge these. And now we have to sharpen this up. Yeah, so we can just insert some easy stylistic stuff here. Like, we don't really need to stick too close to whatever is on what we think is here. We can just take some liberties, because there's a lot of different versions of these sights here. They come in plastic and iron, and we can have some fun with it. Is there a bit too many edges down here, so I'm just going to redo this one. And I guess 3 is enough. It's gonna look a bit weird. Is there supposed to be like a centerpiece going up in the middle like this? We're just gonna roll with it for now. See what happens. I'm trying to grab the face. Didn't I create a face along there? No, I guess I didn't. Alright, now I just gotta fix this mess. Don't think I actually like it much. I'm gonna redo that. If I can go back that far. Oh man, why is the... I need to increase the undo limits on my computer because this is way too few. Alright, just gonna delete these and then use the snap tool and the vertices. Make sure the projector onto itself is on or onto self and just drag it in the X until we are over that one. Then it becomes a bit more sharp again. Alright, so now this is a mess. I need to fix these. We can fix this with certain edge loops over here. I don't think this will harm the rest of the geometry in a way, so we can just insert some edge loops there and give it a basic escape path. Then we need to do the same thing on this end, so it loops over itself here. It has a logical, path. Actually, I just needed that one, so now it has a path around, and it only has a path around there. So I can insert, I need 2 more here, just insert that, and use the knife tool to carve paths for them there. So now these loop around perfectly. And this one needs to go down there. So we're just gonna insert one there, and we also, there's nothing there, so we're just gonna use the knife to the very end. And also knife here, up there. Need to do the same here. Yeah, we should probably try to keep the same distance going downwards to make sure these edges are as tight, like this edge. Keeps a similar smoothness. Alright, so that's fixed, and now we need to fix this one as well. We can just have this one go down here. Hit E again to get a new cut and connect that to that. And then we need some edges here as well. And we need 1, 2, yeah, 2 should be okay. Or 3. Yeah, I guess we need, no, we just need 2 this way. No, we need 3 actually. What am I saying? We need 3. And I hit the wrong button. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, I've been working all day, so now I'm kind of tired. So I just can't really think or even press the right buttons. Alright, so you probably want to keep this a bit sharp, so now we have a edge going there. That helps us do that, as well as here. And this is still an n-gon right there, so we need to just insert some vertices there. And we need to do the same on this side. So now all this loops perfectly over each other. It doesn't really go in any harmful directions. And that's going to be fine. Oh, this looks so bad. I regret making these forms. Well, I'm not going to publish this model anywhere. Just don't do the same mistake I did. Actually, this should go over there. Yeah, so let's merge these on the last one. Gotta do the same thing on this side. So we're gonna merge these. So we create a path going down here. Delete that edge loop, delete this edge loop, and delete this just here. Seems we have messed up the topology a bit here. Alright, no, it's fine. Will that be visible? That won't be visible, I think, so it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, this is fine. It's like, it's not the best. It's far from the best iron sight in the world, but it's okay. I guess this would be like plastic or something. Or like, it would be like a red plastic thing that kind of highlights the tip here. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a definition up there. Man, I'm terrible at creating iron sights. Something else we can do to make this a bit cooler. Maybe I'll just pull this inwards just for kicks. We're trying to save a failure here, so don't expect too much. And sharpen these up. Okay, it's okay. Definitely not something for the portfolio, but it's all right. Okay. Maybe we will texture in some screws here later to get it a little more stupid. Alright, so I think that's an okay process on the frame itself. Oh wait, we're not done yet. We still need the this last piece on here. Also some screws up there. And what is this? Oh no. Yeah, there's like a something that goes out here to cover over the bullets in there so it doesn't fall out. Ah, crap. I didn't think about that at all. So should that be a separate piece or should it be the same piece? It seems to be the same piece on this one. It's like the when they form these frames on the factory, they probably have a cast that makes that easy for them. But it's not that easy to do in 3D modeling without complicating everything else on here because I need to insert some edges. I guess I can make them go out here as well. And this one goes up there. But I still need to insert supporting loops here to sharpen it a bit up there. And I need to insert a lot of the loops. Yeah, so let's carve a path of them that primarily goes down here and up there. We should be able to do this if we are careful. Alright, so this path needs to be aligned in the y-axis. It goes to the... Okay, we're gonna guess a bit here. We need a stop sign there. We can probably use these lines as to shape it for us, so we don't need to do a lot of extra. We should be able to do it with these edges. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges to go on. And if we evenly distribute these and give it a pretty decent amount of subdivision surface, it should be able to smooth it out okay-ish. Actually, we don't really have one for the center, do we? No, we have 2 in the middle. We should have had one more, but we're gonna redirect the paths of these downwards and then have these go in this way. And now we're gonna lose this smooth arc going down there as well because we're moving this around. Damn. It's gonna be extra work to reposition them later. Bah. Alright, let's just get going. So let's just delete this face for now, and so we have something to work on down here. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 more cuts. I can't think right now. Let's just put on 3. And this is gonna... We need another edge here, and we're gonna cut I guess we're gonna merge these. Yeah. This is a really strange way of doing this. Oh man, what am I doing? Works though. Let's see, I gotta remove these ones. No, that's wrong. Yeah, I just gonna continue doing that. We're gonna do this in a really weird way. Alright, so now we need to do the same thing for that one, I guess. That was the wrong axis. Oh man, what a mess. What a mess. And we are completely ruining the curve right now. So this is kind of sad. Alright, so we can remove this one. We don't need that. Let's just merge this with that one. Then we can tighten these up a bit. So the first one goes there. Okay, it starts from there, so we can insert a sharpening support loop here and then get that edge really sharp, and then it starts going upwards. That should work. I'm just going to remove that because it's confusing me right now. All right, next one, we're going to do the same thing, just carve away down here to the bottom. And I forgot to insert that again. And then we have to, again, do this weird stuff. And I wish we could just switch the direction of the edges, like in Modo. That's pretty useful. Completely messed up. Oh my god, but it probably won't be too noticeable as we subdivide it with the subdivision modifier. I hope, but I mean, look at that. Not pretty at all. Alright, last one. No, wait, it's a couple more. Same principle though, just insert edge loop, moving down. No, sorry, the knife cut, and then we're just gonna flip these again. Because if we had the flip tool, we could just select this edge and then hit V on the keyboard, and then it would flip over. What did we do earlier to get rid of this triangle? Did we remove an edge or loop for it, or was that? Do I want to remove this? No, I don't, because I want these to be spaced evenly to get the proper curve moving down. If I insert an edge up here, I will be able to create an edge that goes up there, so I can sharpen up if I want to, but then I would really rather want it over here or over there and make it go up here. But it doesn't really matter because we don't really see this geometry down here, so we can mess it up down there. It doesn't really matter on the final result because we won't be able to see the messed up geometry. Still though, it's fun to try to perfect things within reason, not when it becomes madness. All right, so we had 2 for the middle, and now I forgot to take this edge. I'm just gonna include that as well. So let's try to find both sides of the middle here and position those there. Not quite there yet. Yeah, no, there's something up here that's a bit off. This needs to be moved a bit further down. And I don't know, I guess that's fine. No, it's not fine yet, so a bit further down with this. Okay, whatever. So now we have the basic stuff here. We just need to fix this last one, or the 2 last ones. Just gonna make sure it goes over there. And we gotta do the same thing again. We're gonna move that over there. And this up there. This one up here. Now it's getting really messy. Now it's just getting really awful here. We can move this up. We can remove this edge, I guess. edges or this edge loop, and we're stuck with some mess down here. Wow, this is really bad. All right. Wait, what am I doing? I think I gotta go back. How many times can I go back now? Enough, it seems. Good. All right, dissolve these edges. No, wait. Keep those edges. Dissolve this one. Dissolve that one. Dissolve that one. I can't even read the surface anymore. It's become too ugly for me. Remove that one. All right, and pull this up. So we gotta try to hide this awful topology. All right, so I need a breather. Oh my god. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna insert an edge loop here and just move these edges around until we get a bit more reasonable. Oh, this one is missing. Oh, that's missing. Okay. Fix these real quick, and then we're just gonna move this edge down slightly from here. No, from there, maybe. And this one as well. Just grab that thing and drag it down. This as well. Drag it down there. And now this, we don't have the smooth curve anymore, or the smooth pattern that was here. But if you take a look, it's noticeable. Like it used to be a lot better than this, but what's this doing? This is, I guess we can just try to smooth this out. I haven't tried using the smooth tool in a long while. I'm not really sure where it is anymore. I haven't used it since 2.79. It should have been in this menu, but it's not. Where is the smooth? Smooth in the, oops. Used to be in a W menu, but now the smooth vertices, there we go. Do it again, do it again. This one needs to be smooth as well. Smoothed. I think I want these to be a bit further out. And that one needs to be smoothed. Okay. And then these are gonna get extruded. Along the X until they kind of cover the holes here. We're gonna offset a bit from the natural position because we don't really have that many vertices to work on here, work with. So we're just gonna stretch it out a bit until we get about what we are looking for. I think I want them to be a little bit inside the it's kind of strange that this part is below here, so I guess this isn't really as wide as we are making it right now. If this is supposed to be like a circular pattern or a form, then maybe it's supposed to be that far from the distance all the way around, so it goes around here maybe. So let's just try to imitate that as well. Maybe that actually makes this a bit more easier for us as well, if we can avoid stretching it too much. There's a slight difference to the distance here. Let's pull this a bit further out again. Is there something? Am I missing something here? I guess not. It just does not seem quite right to me. I would think that this would line up a bit differently, because it's up here it's to the top, down here it's not to the bottom. So to me it looks kind of strange. Maybe we should take some liberties with this small and just try to preserve that same distance on top and bottom, because I think that would look a little bit better. I'm not really sure how it is on a real model, but we're gonna take some liberties. And we need to tighten that up a little bit. Now we have, this is not quite ideal. We want this to go up there actually. Let's just delete this one, and we're gonna have a edge going down here so we can make this a bit more sharper. I gotta turn this off for now so I can see what I'm doing. And we want it to go up there. So we need a, maybe we can just rip this. We're gonna rip this from the edge here with the V. I'll rip it out, and then bridge these, and then I think that's good. Just separate these from each other a bit more. Actually, we need that one to be there. And I guess we will drag from here. We also need to drop it up a bit down here. So now it's getting really crowded down here. We can move these a bit further down. Same for these ones. Still got some pinching down here. We should have had this edge right here should have gone under here so we can tighten up this spot. So let's fix that as well. And I guess we just need a edge or a vertices in here so we can merge these. Oops. Then that will go around there. Then it becomes a bit more tight around there. And we can also do the same. Maybe we should do the same thing as for up here as well to get it to go around that corner. That looks a bit better. We can remove this edge or this edge loop. Gotta remove that. Yeah, this looks okay. I'm not quite pleased with it, but it's all right. Let's just straighten these edges. And yeah, that looks safe. All right, that's an okay. I'm not quite pleased with that. We can still work on the roundness of this. But let's just move on. Oh, okay, I think this episode became a bit longer than I would like, but all right, so next episode we will do the either the handle or the barrel here. Not quite sure yet. One of these. All right, see ya.